Welcome to the 7th battle of the Taros Air War campaign. For those who don't know, this is a solo campaign. I needed something to do. Hopefully you'll enjoy the battle and have some feedback for me. This battle, we have a force out to destroy a floating base that is well defended with built-in ground defenses and a sizable flying defensive force. As this recording is a little bit more than just a simple battle report, I'll be breaking down the times in the description so that you can skip the parts you don't want to listen or look at. So sit back, relax, and let me know what you think. So let's talk about the Sky Fortress attack. The mission is intended for 100 to 250 points of aircraft on each side. As well, the defender gets an extra 40 points for ground defenses. These ground defenses will act as the main armament of the Sky Fortress. The setup sounds like it isn't too complicated. Most of the rules are based around the Sky Fortress itself. So the Sky Fortress is the centermost hex of the map plus the surrounding 6 hexes for a block of 7 hexes total. All defenders deploy within 6 hexes of the center hex, all facing the same way, any altitude and speed. The attackers line up on the board edge that the defenders are facing, any altitude but at maximum speed. Now here's where the special rules start up for the Sky Fortress. The center 7 hexes count as terrain hexes, as if you're doing the low altitude mission, so no one can fly over them. If you do, you crash. The Sky Fortress can be attacked as if it is an aircraft, so it's vulnerable to all air-to-air weapons. The Sky Fortress counts as the same altitude as an attacker that is attacking the Sky Fortress. And the Sky Fortress starts off with 10 structure points. Anytime the Sky Fortress suffers a damaging hit, the Sky Fortress has a 5+ save and ignores all damage if successful. Notice it's damaging hit, not damage. So roll for each hit once separately, even when the hit is causing extra damage. Finally, the Sky Fortress is armed with ground defenses purchased separately. That's what the 40 points is for. Ground defenses must be placed on the Sky Fortress hexes. Ground defenses do not block line of sight to each other, nor does the Sky Fortress itself block line of sight to any of the ground defenses. So basically, all the ground defenses have a 360-degree arc of fire. Ground defenses count as being at the same altitude whether they are being targeted or are targeting attackers. Ground defenses may be attacked separately from the Sky Fortress. And if the Sky Fortress is destroyed, all remaining ground defenses are also destroyed. So I did a bunch of pre-testing. When I first looked at this mission, there were some aspects that just concerned me. So unlike any of the other missions in the book, I did some play testing, multiple times actually, and verified that some of the concerns I had were well founded. So the first thing you need to know is I didn't have the latest Imperial ground defenses, so I was forced to use Tau as the defenders. Now with 40 points of ground defenses, I found attackers need closer to 200 points to really have a chance. Let's face it, 10 structure points is the equivalent of 2 heavy bombers for most races, but 40 points of ground defenses is the equivalent of 3 to 4 fighters. So 150 points, I didn't feel they really had a chance for the attackers to win. Next thing, during playtesting, I found the basic Imperial Lightning with las cannons just didn't really do anything. The 2 shots per turn just doesn't help. For the same points, I could and did replace them with Vendettas with 2 weapon systems each, and the Vendettas had an extra hull point. After the rest of my force selections, if I had tried to keep the Lightnings, there were not enough points to arm the Lightnings with missiles. So as much as I liked the concept of the Lightning with the 2 las cannons, I find they really do need extra weapons, either in the forms of missiles or bombs, just to be effective. I did try the standard damage rules, and it made very little difference in the outcome because while the bases damaged more quickly, so were the attackers, and I found the attackers were shot down even more quickly than I did with enhanced rules. I originally tried the base with just 4 Skyfire ground defenses. The problem with them is at 10 shots at mid-range, it felt a little too overpowered. I ended up replacing the 2 Skyfire with 3 Storm Fury for a total of 39 out of the 40 points. And that was just to reduce the number of shots each of the platforms was shooting. Finally, I was still having some issues. I complained to even more grumpy gamer, and he pointed out it should actually be easier to hit the Sky Fortress. After all, the Sky Fortress is 3 hexes wide no matter which angle you approach it from. Normally, a target in the game only covers a portion of a hex. So, I ended up shooting at the Sky Fortress a 4+ rather than a 5+ to hit. You still could shoot at the individual ground defenses inside the Sky Fortress, but you would need a 5+ to hit those. So, having dealt with those issues, I had to come up with some extra rules for enhanced damage because of the lack of rules for the ground defenses. So, first of all, ground defenses in Sky Fortress, if you look at the damage chart, I gave them a free hit if you rolled a 1. For aircraft, that's the one where you get knocked around and you face a different direction, but there's no extra damage. So you can't really make a grounded target lose its direction of facing. They already had 360-degree line of sight, so it just became a free hit. I made the handling test for the ground defenses and the Sky Fortress to be a pass on a 2+. Again, similar to above, they're already grounded. There isn't anything to handle. They just needed a chance to be distracted, as it were. And for a roll of 4, which is the spin result on the enhanced damage table, I decided to say there would be no shooting either from the single ground defense unit that was hit or all the ground defenses if the Sky Fortress itself was affected. It just assumed that the gyros were hit or something affected the targeting systems. For smoke and fire counters, the Sky Fortress will impact all the hard points, otherwise the individual ground defenses are affected only. And ground defenses will be treated as air targets in this game simply because the fortress itself is an air target, and I didn't want to have to take and change which type of weapons we're shooting where. Finally, I decided to try out the limited ammo rule again. I've got my sheet all set up. I just hope I'm able to track it all successfully. There's that many aircraft. I expect I'm probably going to make an error or two during the game. Game length, typical 12 turns, or the Sky Fortress is destroyed, or there's only one player left on the map. And for the victory conditions, victory points are awarded the standard way, plus the attacker will get a bonus 50 points if they destroy the Sky Fortress. Notice, you don't get anything for damaging the Sky Fortress, and honestly, this is one of those narrative missions that's really potentially a suicide mission. With the Imperials being the attackers and the base having 10 structure points, the Imperials were going to need a lot of firepower. The original Foresight plan was all lightnings, lightning strikes, and Avengers. That gave me lots of aircraft, lots of activations, and lots of shots. At least it was supposed to. In the multiple test runs, the plain Jane lightnings were just not doing it. Though las cannons easily do the damage, they had to hit first, and with a maximum number of 2 shots per turn with a plain Jane lightning, they weren't hitting, and they were supposed to. So I thought about adding missiles to the lightnings, but there just weren't enough free points to do it. I would have had to drop an aircraft, and then after adding all the missiles I could, I would have had too many points left over. So I replaced the lightnings with vendettas. The vendettas have the same twin las cannon, but more importantly, they have a second weapon system and an extra structure point. The extra shooting from the second weapon made it that much more likely to hit and damage anything they were shooting at, and the extra structure point meant the vendettas couldn't be blasted out of the sky with any single hit. So I took all 4 lightning strike fighters, 2 with the sky strike missiles and 2 without. While the multi-laser is less powerful, I just found a lone multi-laser was more effective than the las cannons, simply because they shot and hit more. And finally, I took 2 Avenger strike fighters, one with extra twin autocannons and one with twin las cannons. Note the twin las cannons were extra weapons on the one Avenger, not the primary weapon. So the plan: Vendettas and Avengers will direct all their efforts toward the Sky Fortress. The more smoke, flame, and damage they can cause in the first turn or 2 to the Sky Fortress, the better the chances of surviving and winning the battle. Lightning strike fighters will try to engage the Tau fighters and protect the Vendettas and Avengers as they go after the Sky Fortress. As defenders, Tau could take anything, and it was a bit of a tough call when I went through the testing. My first iteration were 2 burst cannon armed Barracudas and 4 Tiger Sharks, 2 with railguns and 2 with ion cannons. After 2 or 3 runs of the mission, I felt there were too many Tiger Sharks. The extra structure of the Tiger Sharks was making it too difficult for the Imperials to deal with, especially when you combine them with the firepower from the defense platforms on the Sky Fortress. By the end of turn 3, you were looking at 3 to 5 Imperials dead for no casualties to the Tau. If I'd been fighting against someone else, I would have felt bad for taking such an overpowered force. So I replaced the railgun-armed Tiger Sharks with Barracudas with railguns. While the railgun and the Barracuda is only 1 shot less, the Barracudas only have 2 structure points. I was having to be more careful with the Barracudas as they did receive damage, and that meant I had to be careful about taking more damage. This gave the Imperials more chances to shoot down and destroy the Barracudas, as well as to redirect more damage toward the Sky Fortress. Previously, the Tiger Sharks just took the hits and more or less ignored it and kept shooting at the Imperials. So in the end, the Tau defensive force became 4 Barracudas and 2 Tiger Sharks. For the 40 points of the Sky Fortress, again, I had started off with 4 Skyfire defense platforms, and I ended up scrapping 2 of them and going with 3 Storm Fury platforms and 2 Skyfire. While technically this gave me more defense platforms, it actually cut down the number of shots per turn that the Sky Fortress could put out. So here's our Sky Fortress. I just took a piece of foam, cut out the hex shapes, and gave it a quick spray of black primer so that it would show up better on the map. As you can see, it consists of 7 hexes, plus we have 3 of the Storm Fury railguns on the back half and 2 of the Skyfire in the front. The counters are there just to track which weapons have shot. I'm using 8 simply because none of the other aircraft in the mission use that maneuver. As for the original Tau deployment, we have our ion cannon armed Tiger Shark, followed by a railgun and a burst cannon variant of the Barracuda, and it's the exact same formation on the other side. So the Tiger Sharks are traveling at altitude 4, the railguns are at altitude 3, and the burst cannons are at altitude 2. And the reason I've done that, quite simply, is because That way we've got somebody in almost all the fire arcs, but more importantly, we have someone that can shoot into all the altitude ranges. Deploying against them, there's two formations the same. We have an Avenger Strike Fighter, a Vendetta, then two Lightning Strikes, one of which, the one with the green dice, has Skyfire missiles with them. And the exact same formation, just reverse order on the other side. And they're all spread out as well. I've got the Avengers sitting at altitude 2, Vendettas at 3, and the Lightning Strikes are at altitude 3 and 4. Again, that's to take and disrupt as much shooting as we can from the Tau flyers across from them. The thing to note, when shooting at the Sky Fortress, it doesn't matter what altitude you're at, you count as being as the same altitude because it's that tall. And more importantly, the Sky Fortress is at the same altitude firing back at you. So shooting to and from, there's no penalty for shooting. So let's start off the mission. Everybody's deployed. Per the rules, I had actually deployed the Tau aircraft first as well. They all have to be within 6 hexes of the center hex, which I've double checked. So after the Tau were deployed, Imperial aircraft deployed as well. So rolling to see who gets first activation. Oh, Tau take and have the choice. I'm going to make the Imperials move first simply because they have more activations air-wise than I do, or than the Tau do. I'm playing both sides, it shouldn't make any difference, but it seems to. So I'm going to start off with one of the attack craft. We'll start off with this one. Now these guys had to come on at max speed. The max speed for the Avenger is speed 6. I'm going to drop him down to speed 5. Because he only can go one throttle. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I'm going to turn once and climb from altitude 2 to altitude 3. And the only reason I'm climbing is to slow him down a little more. So now next turn he's going to start off at speed 4, altitude 3. First Tau activation we're going to take, and I think I'm going to, I'm going to do this guy here. Now he's traveling speed 2, he's got a minimum speed of 1. And I think I'm going to slow him down. Level flight, speed 1. He's going to come down here. And I'm actually going to stay at altitude 4, just because I don't know what the rest of them are going to do. But even if no one else comes to altitude 4, I still hit on 6s on him. Next, I'm going to move to Vendetta. He's traveling speed 5, altitude 3. He's doing level flight as well. I'm going to slow him down to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just enough. So, railgun variant here, he's at altitude 3. I'm just going to slow him down to speed 2. Turn 1, 2. Oops, sorry, did that wrong. No, I didn't. He's doing a swoop. So turn 1, 2, and I'm going to turn him back the way he was facing before. He's in good position to fire off his railgun. Back on the Imperial side. He's traveling speed 8, and he's doing a swoop as well. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm reducing his speed from 8 to 6. And I'm going 1, turn back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was the only reason I slowed him down. Only 2. That's just leaving the Barracuda in mid-range, so there's a head-to-head shot going on right there. Now, I'm going to activate this final Barracuda. This is the one with the burst cannon, and he's doing a turn. Now he's at speed 4. Speed 4, altitude 2. These guys are all at altitude 3. So I've got the speed to climb 1 altitude band. I don't need to worry about that. I think... yeah. I'm going to increase his speed to 5. Turn. 1, 2, 3, turn twice, 4, 5, and climb to altitude 3, which will bring his speed back down to 4 again. And again, he's got a good arc and good range to the Imperial flyers. Which brings me to the last Imperial flyer on this side. Now he's at altitude 4, he's traveling speed 8, and he's doing a swoop. So I'm going to drop him down to speed 5. Actually, everyone's at 3 over there, I'm dropping him down from 8 to 4. Oh no, that's 4 spaces, can't do that. So turn 1, 2, turn 3, 4, 5. That puts him at mid-range. I will drop to altitude 3, which will increase his speed back up to 6 at the beginning of the next turn. And he's got good arc and range on the burst cannon Barracuda. And that's why I concentrated all the Imperial movement on that side. The Tau are now forced to move something here before these guys move. So, doing a level flight with the Tiger Shark. He's doing speed 2 at altitude 4. Again, I'm going to leave him there. That way he can hopefully catch someone at altitude 5, 4, or 3. So let's move the Avenger first. Again, he's moving speed 6. I'm going to drop him down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn. And again, I'm gonna leave him at 2. We got everyone over here pretty much altitude 3. I want to maintain different altitudes over here just to make it harder for the Tau. So, burst cannon variant is at altitude 2. He's doing a swoop. He's traveling speed 4. I think that'll be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to take him to 5 just to be safe. And so he's going to turn 1, 2, 3. Turn 4, 5. And once again, we'll have a Barracuda going head to head with the Avenger. So I'm going to take this lightning strike. He's doing a swoop. He's speed 8. I'm going to drop him down to 6. Actually, I'm going to drop him down to 5. So he's going to turn 1, 2, turn 3, 4, 5. Good position. I'm going to drop him to altitude 2, which will bring my speed back up to 6. And now he's got a good arc on that Barracuda. That leaves us with our last aircraft to activate. He's at altitude 3, speed 4. I think I'm just going to leave him at speed 4, altitude 3, turn once, 1, turn again, 2, 3, 4. And that way he'll need 6s, but he can shoot at that lightning strike or engage anybody else that flies in this area from altitudes 4, 3, or 2. So I'm going to activate this guy. He was doing level flight. He's at speed 5. I'm dropping him to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And he's staying at altitude 3. I could drop him to 2. The disadvantage of flying at altitude 2 now with enhanced rules, if I take a spin result, I get 1 chance to recover. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep him at 3. That way if I do go into a spin, he has 2 chances. Now all the Tau aircraft have moved. We have our last remaining Imperial. And he's doing a swoop. And I think, again, I'm going to drop him from 8 down to 5. I'm going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's at 3. I'm going to drop him to 3 as well. Which will bring him up to speed 6 next turn. Now, unfortunately, that puts him in short range to him, but regardless, he can shoot more shots at short range with his main weapon. Although the Tau does have the missile pod, he can shoot a shot at short range, but that's it. And that's going to be it for the movement phase for turn 1. So here we are, it's first shooting phase and the first shot of the game. We're going to start off with the Avenger shooting at the base. Now, if I were to shoot at the ground defense there, I would need 5s to hit, and any damage I did would be only to that one ground defense. I'm sort of hoping with enhanced damage I can put smoke or fire on it, so I'm going to shoot at the base itself. That way, if I do that and I actually succeed in getting smoke or fire, I'm going to take and hamper the shooting of the base at any future targets. So, starting with the Avenger bolt cannon, 5 shots at medium range. And because the base is so big, I'm making it 4s to hit instead of 5s. And we got 2 hits. And can he damage? Yes, he can. He needed 4 to damage. 6 would do extra damage. Now the base does have extra armor. He gets a 5+ save to ignore all damage. And he failed to ignore it. So let's roll on the damage table and see what we get. And he lucked out. First shot, he managed to get fire onto the base. And I'm assuming that affects the power grid or something. So the base cannot shoot back, and the base suffers a damage point. Down to 9 structure on the base. And I forgot, he also has autocannons, so that's 3 shots needing force to hit and force to damage. All 3 autocannon will hit. 2 will damage. Let's see if the Tau get any 5+ saves. He will save 1, not the other. So once again, 1 hit gets through. And he will do a 4, which is a spin. So we're going to assume the base gyros got knocked off. Things aren't working well to begin with. And he loses another structure point, so he's down to 8 structure points. Not bad for a first round of shooting. So Tau will retaliate. The Barracuda over here, he has direct line. I could shoot at the Avenger, but there's no point, he's already fired. We're going to shoot at the Vendetta. Now the Vendetta is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's just in medium range. So for the Tau, that's 2 shots with the rail cannon, needing 5s to hit because they're both at altitude 3. The rail guns will miss as normal. We'll fire the missile pods, 3 more shots, 5s and 4s. No hits there. And the burst cannon from the weapon drone. Again, 3 shots, needing 5s and 5s. And again, no hits from the weapon drone. So much for the first round of shooting for Tau. So, second round of Imperial shooting, it's going to be the Vendetta versus the Sky Fortress again. So first of all, he's going to start off with his twin las cannons, needing force to hit. The las cannons will miss. Now he does have rocket pods, and the rocket pods are 6 shots at medium range, needing 5s to damage, force to hit. So let's try doing a rocket pod shot. So rocket pods needing force to hit. And we managed to get 2 hits. 5+ to damage. And he will damage once. Can the fortress armor protect it? No, it does not. What kind of damage will the rocket do? And the rocket does a 3. And 3, I believe, is fire. Yes, so we go from 1 flame to 2 flames. And I still have 2 more rocket pod or rocket shots. I'm going to take and do a second one, so he's going down to 1 rocket now. So another 6 rockets. Remember, force to hit because it's the base. So we got 2 hits. Needing 5s to damage. He'll damage once. Will the armor save it? No, it will not. What kind of damage will he do? Oh, another fire. So we're up to 3 fires on the base. The base is horribly flame. And we inflict another structure point. So we're not even halfway through the first turn, and the Sky Fortress is already down to 7 structure points. Next Tau to shoot, I'm going to make it this Tiger Shark against the Vendetta. So we'll take away the counter before I forget. Tiger Shark is at altitude level 4, the Vendetta is at altitude 3, so I'm going to need 6s to hit him with any weapons I shoot. So first, firing the ion cannons, needing 6s to hit, and he gets 4 shots at medium range. We'll hit him once. 4+ to damage, 6 does extra damage. We will damage. The Vendetta has no armor, so 4 is going to be enter spin. That's not good for the Vendetta. So he's going to enter spin and take a structure point. Now that effectively takes away his maneuver because he's not going to be able to shoot while he's in the spin. Now, according to the rules for enhanced damage, as soon as you enter a spin in this case, you're in a spin immediately. We haven't declared fire for the rest of the Tiger Shark. He would need 7s to hit, so I'm going to assume he's going to hold his fire, and that's going to be it for the Tiger Shark. Just as a quick explanation, this particular lightning strike is within the side arc technically. It's being split down the middle by the front and side arc. Unfortunately, the lightning is at altitude level 2. He's too many altitude levels different from the Tiger Shark, so the Tiger Shark cannot shoot at him with his weapon drones. So next Imperial activation, we're going to take and fire this Avenger. And he's firing at the Sky Fortress again. The sooner we can take it down or disable it, the better. So 5 shots needing force to hit. Whoop. All but 1 hit. And he needs 4+ to hit, 6 does extra damage. Only 1 does damage. We do have the extra armor to roll about. And the extra armor will protect the Sky Fortress, so no damage from that. However, he also has twin las cannons, again needing force to hit. And the las cannons will miss. There seems to be a thing about las cannons in that fortress. Next Tau activation, we're going to have the burst cannon armed Barracuda shooting at the Avenger. His burst cannon gets 6 shots at medium range. They're both at altitude 2, so it's 5 to hit and 5 to damage. And we're going to get 2 hits from the burst cannon. Whoops. I'm being klutzy again. Can he damage? Well, he damaged once. So let's see what kind of damage we inflict. And he'll inflict a 5, which is smoke and a structure point. So we'll use the white dice for smoke. And give him a structure point of damage. Next, he's got 3 shots with missile pod. No hits with missile pod. And he's got 3 shots with his weapon drones. And he'll hit once with the weapon drone, but will fail to damage. And that's it for the Barracuda. So here we go. Lightning strike here is going to shoot at this Barracuda before he has a chance to shoot. Now theoretically, lightning has nothing to worry about. He's at short range. The Barracuda's railgun and weapon drone only have medium and long range shots. But that other lightning strike is within range for those weapons. So he's going to try to damage him first. Now with multi-laser, he gets 4 shots at short range. 5s to hit. They're both at the same altitude. 5s to damage. And he got him 3 times. That's good. Now he just has to try to damage him. 1, 2, and 2. Nothing will damage that Barracuda. So we may as well fire that Barracuda now. He's at altitude 3. He can't really shoot at this guy. And unfortunately the arc, well, the arc does split him. But he's in a spin already. It would be harder to hit. So I'm going to go after the other lightning strike. He has 2 shots, at different altitude levels, because he's at level 2, he's level 3. 6s to hit. Railguns need 6s to hit. And we actually got a hit. Damages on a 2 plus, extra damage on a 6. That will damage. There's no armor save, so 1. He's just going to be made to spin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, spin to face a different direction. He's going to face direction 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts him unfortunately for him, he's now going to be in a tailing position. But wait, there's more. Barracuda still has his missile pods, again needing 6s to hit. No hits. And he does have his weapon drone. Now, I could shoot at him needing 6s to hit, or this guy's in the side arc. He's got a damage point. I could shoot him down 2 if I can get the damage. I'm going to go after the Avenger. Again, there is a difference in altitude, so it's 6s to hit. And he will miss. And that will take care of the firing of that Barracuda. In fact, that will take care of all the firing of all the aircraft in this sector. Next round of Imperial shooting, it's going to be this lightning strike versus the burst cannon Barracuda directly in front of him. He managed to dive down to the same level, so he's going to get 6 shots at medium range, needing 5s and 5s. There's 1, 2 hits. 5s to damage. No damage. He rolled a 3 and a 3. That's it for his shooting. For the next tile activation, we're going to do this Barracuda over here. He's at altitude 3. He's got pretty much everybody in his arc. The question is which one is the most dangerous at this point. Now, this lightning strike has not fired yet, but the biggest danger to the base is still going to be one of these two. He's fired off 2 of his 3 rockets. He's only got 1 extra shot. Meanwhile, he doesn't run out of weapons for another 5 turns worth of shooting. So I'm going to go after the Avenger. So, burst cannons, needing 5s and 5s. Miss, miss. Managed to get 2 hits. Needing 5s to damage. No damage. Missile pods, 3 shots, 5s to hit, 4s to damage. We got a hit with the missile. Come on, missiles. Nope. And then the weapon drone, 3 shots. And they all missed as well. Not looking good for the Tau. So, last thing to shoot for the Imperials is going to be this lightning strike. The temptation is to shoot at the Tiger Shark, as it'll take more rounds to shoot him down. But he's at a different altitude level, so it's 6s to hit him. And if I could shoot down the Barracuda, that's 1 less activation the Tau get. So we're going after the Barracuda. He's at the same level, so it's 6s to hit. Sorry, 5s to hit and 5s to damage. And I actually managed to get 3 hits on the Barracuda. And he will damage twice. Doing really good. Barracuda has no extra armor, so it's just straight damage rolls. And the 5 is smoke and a structure point, and the 6 is fire and a structure point. But the Barracuda only has 2 structure points, so the Barracuda is destroyed. So for the last bit of shooting for the Tau, it's going to be this Tiger Shark. And again, I'm going to go for the Avenger here. So, there are different altitudes. It's 6s to hit. He's at altitude 4, he's altitude 3. So, 6s to hit, ion cannons. And we got a hit. Can he damage on a 4+? Not only does he damage, he does extra damage. So, let's roll. There's no armor on him. So first he's rolled the spin in a different direction, so let's see where he ends up. He's going to face 5, which is going to be back the way he came. If I can get these guys on tango. And for the 6, that is fire. He's pretty crowded in there. We'll put a fire icon and a structure point. Next, We have 3 missile launcher from the pod. None of the missiles will hit. And the weapon drones needing 6s as well. Close, but no cigar. But we did do damage to the Avenger, and that's a plus for the Tau. Okay, so we're in the end phase of turn 1. We've got some things to check for. First of all, we need to check to see about spin recoveries. So this is a perplexing problem. Per the rules, the spin normally don't get generated till the end phase, but with the enhanced damage rules, spins happen in the firing phase when the damage is applied. So I'm reading the rule implying that as long as the spin was done in the end phase, you don't roll for it until next turn. But if it occurs during the shooting phase, you can roll for it immediately. So let's check for spins first. We have 2 aircraft. Well, we have 1 aircraft in a spin and the Fortress in a spin. So he has a handling check of 4. He needs to do 4 plus to survive or recover. He does. So he comes out. He immediately goes to full speed, which for him is 5. He drops a level from 3 down to 2. And we need to roll, see what direction he faces. He's going to face direction 3. 1, 2, 3. Back the way he came. Now rolling for the Fortress. Handling check of 2. And that will take care of his. Now he obviously can't drop down the level and he doesn't move in speed, but c'est la vie. We now roll for smoke. And over here, this guy is smoking. He's handling is 2 plus. He fails. So we roll to see what happens. And on a 3, the smoke just continues. No further penalties. Nobody else has smoke. We now have fire. So we'll do this one first. He's on fire. Again, handling of 2. And he passes. So instead of being on fire, he's now trailing smoke. That means for this turn, he cannot do tailing fire. He cannot do his highest level maneuver. He loses one of his maneuvers, and it's -1 for him to hit anything he shoots at. Now, as for our other base here, he's got 3 fire to deal with. Handling of 2 plus as well. They're all gone. So instead, he has 3 smoke. Now, smoke are not cumulative. It's just -1 for him to hit anything. And that will take care of the end phase. We do have tailing fire, believe it or not. Turns out when that one lightning got knocked about, this Barracuda is tailing fire on him. He's at altitude 3, he's at altitude 2, so they're within 1 level of each other. They're within medium range, so he'll get a chance to shoot again. And I think that's, oh, hang on. He's at altitude 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's, yeah, believe it or not, our beloved Tiger Shark also gets tailing fire on this guy. So things are looking up for Tau for the beginning of turn 2. So here we go, beginning of turn 2. Orders are already given. Let's roll to see who has initiative, and then we'll do the tailing fire. So Tau have the initiative again. This time I'm going to do the first move simply because I want a chance to be able to fire the Sky Fortress. So let's get on to tailing fire. First we're going to do this Barracuda against this lightning strike. Remember, they're at different altitude levels, so it's 6s to hit. He will hit once with the railgun. Damages on a 2 plus. Oh yeah, he will damage. And what kind of damage will he do? 4. That's a structure point, and he's going into a spin. Not a good thing for him to do. And that takes care of his tailing fire. Well, I do want to point out, it looks like these two may have tailing arcs on the Vendetta. In actuality, they don't. Same with the Tiger Shark against the Lightning Strike. He's at altitude 4, he's at altitude 2, and he's at altitude 2. So the levels are too much for them, for him to get tailing fire on either of those. And why did I leave that turned over? I do not know. So we'll go to the next tailing fire. And again, we're going to be shooting here from the Tiger Shark. And again, there is a difference in altitude. So 6s to hit. Firing the ion cannons, needing 6s then 4s. No hits with the ion cannon. 2 hits with missiles. And 1 will damage. What damage will he do? He'll do a 2, so he's got smoking damage. He's already smoking, so it just becomes 2. And we'll do the burst cannons, needing 6s again. 2 hits with the burst cannon, 5s to damage. 1 of them will damage. And it will do more smoke, so he's now got 3 smokes on him. It just dawned on me, all I fired was the railgun here. But he's in a spin now. It would be 6s to hit. Why not? 3 missiles, no hits, and 3 burst cannons. 2 hits with a burst cannon. And 1 will damage. What kind of damage will he do? So, not only is he spinning, he's smoking. Poor lightning. So, that'll be it for the initial part of the movement phase. So, Tau have elected to go first. I'm just going to put a white dice over here to remind me who's going first in the firing phase. And we'll move the Tiger Shark, and he's doing 3, which is a turn. He's at altitude 4 going, hang on, I gotta see this. He's at speed 1. I'm going to increase his speed to speed 2. So 1, 2, and he will turn twice, and I'm dropping him from 4 to 3. Seeing as that's where all the people are playing, it made more sense to do that. Oh, and I took his free reroll dice. So, who's going to activate first for the Imperials? I'm going to move this guy next. He's fairly safe to move. He's doing a turn as well, number 3. He's traveling speed 4. I'm going to drop him to speed 3 and leave him at altitude 3. So turn 1, 2, 3, and I will turn 2 hex sides. And this way the arc cuts in to the middle of the fortress, so he can still fire at him. It's still in his front arc. Next Tau activation. This is kind of problematic. The Tau right now, it's 5 versus 8, even though many of them are damaged and in trouble. I think I'm going to do this. You know what? I'm going to go back and do this Tiger Shark. And I didn't give him a maneuver dummy to everybody else. So he has to go straight and level too. And off we go to the next Imperial activation. And I think it's going to be this guy. Avenger is also doing a turn, maneuver number 3. He's speed 4. I'm going to drop him to 3. And we're going to go 1, turn twice, 2, 3. May as well continue shooting as long as you can, right? Next tile activation, we're going to make it this Barracuda. He was doing a 6. He's at altitude 3, and he's driving speed 4. That should be good enough. So he's going to turn 1, 2, 3, 1 more, 4, and then he's going to turn 1 hex side. That'll put everybody in his front arc here. And he's at altitude 3. He's at 3. I'm going to leave him at altitude 3. So that gives us this guy. He was doing a 6. He's speed 8. I think I'm going to leave him at speed 8. He's going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Go for it. 5. Turn once. 6, 7. And 8. And I'm going to turn him 2 hex sides. That'll put him in front of, or the Barracuda in front of the lightning strike. And poor Tau. See, none of these guys have moved, and yet these guys still have to move. And we still have another aircraft on this side that can move. So, he's in a spin. Don't need to worry about him. Let's do him. Now, I was going to do a 5. That's still not a bad maneuver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll still do that. 1, 2, 4, 5. And I'm going to do a 180. And because he's at altitude 2, I'm climbing to altitude 4. Because he's going speed 5 or higher, I can do 2 levels. And that'll slow me down to speed 4 at the beginning of next turn. Whoops. Gotta love how these things pop out when they don't want to stay. So he's now at altitude 4, speed 4. Let's see what we can do next. I think it behooves me to waste another turn here. So 6, he's at 3, he's at 4, he's at 3. I'm going to, where's he? No, he dropped, didn't he? Yeah, he dropped to 3 as well. So I'm going to leave him at altitude 3. Speed 6 should be good. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So turn 1. Turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to turn him 2 hex sides. And that'll put the Tiger Shark in his front arc. Now, the reason I moved the lightning strike so close, the Tau ground defenses suffer at short range. So while they can still be shot at, there's less shots coming at the lightning strikes. And that leaves us with our final Tau contestant. He was doing a stall turn as well. He's presently doing speed 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to kick him up to speed 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He will do a 180. And I will leave him there. This way he's got decent range and hopefully can shoot somebody in the middle. And that's it for Tau movement. So the rest of the Imperials can do their moves without hindrance. So he was doing a 4. He's presently doing speed 5. I can drop him to 4. So he's going to turn this way. 1, 2. Do a 180. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's at optimal position for himself to shoot back at the sky base. This guy, he was doing a 6. And he's at altitude 3, traveling 6. I think that's good. So he's going to turn 1, 2, turn 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to turn 2 hex sides. And he's at 4. I'm going to climb up to 4. So he's now at level with that tiger shark. And before I forget, I'm just going to put a level flight marker on the tiger shark for shooting tracking only. And that leaves us with this guy, I think. And he's doing a turn. He's at altitude 2 going 5. I think I'll leave him at that. No, I'll reduce him to 4. So turn 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it can. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Turn him around. He's now at. I'm going to climb to 3. And he will drop from 4 to 3 for next turn. Because I climbed, don't you know? And he had a smoke on him as well. So he's moved. Everybody has moved on to the shooting phase. So for the first Tau activation, we're going to activate the Sky Fortress ground defense. And this Skyfire is firing at this Vendetta. Now there is smoke on the Sky Fortress, so he needs 6s to hit, but he's got 10 shots. I'm fairly confident he's going to get at least 1 or 2 hits. And that was 10 shots. He managed to get 2 hits. Needs 5 pluses to do damage. And he failed to damage. That's not a good thing for the Skyfort. So this Vendetta is going to return fire on the Sky Fortress. Not only does he have his standard 2 las cannons, he has twin linked las cannons for another 4 shots. Total of 6 las cannon shots, hitting on 4s, damaging on 2s. And he managed to hit 3 times. Let's see what kind of damage we do. That's double damage, so total of 4 damage. However, he has armor. We're going to roll against that one first, needing 5 plus. He blocked all the damage from that one. And from the other 2, he blocked 1 of them. So only 1 damage actually got through the armor. Let's see what kind of damage he does. And he rolled a 4. And that's going to be smoke again. Or no, 4 is going to be spin again. So once more, the gyros are knocked out. He cannot shoot any other weapons, and he loses a damage point. He's down to 6 structure points. But hey, at least he got to fire once. Next Tau activation, it's going to be this Tiger Shark versus this Avenger. Now he's at medium range. They're both at the same altitude level. 4's to hit with the ion cannon. Or sorry, 5's to hit with the ion cannon. 4's to damage, 6 is extra damage. Let's see what happens. Knocked his smoke around, not good. We got 1 hit with the ion cannon. And that will do 2 damage. There is no armor on the Avenger. Let's see what we do for damage. So we got a 2 and a 3. And the 2 is more smoke. So I believe he's up to 4 smoke now. I'll have to double check before I went and hit the dice. And the 3 is a fire. So although he didn't do any more physical damage to the aircraft, he's on fire. He cannot shoot this turn. So I did confirm he did have 3 smoke on him before. Now I'm rolling for the missile pods. 3 shots, 5s and 4s. No hits. And rolling for the weapon drones. No hits with weapon drone. That's it for the Tiger Shark shooting. For the next Imperial activation, we're going to have this Avenger shooting at the Sky Fortress. He's just in medium range. Notice he does have a smoke icon on him, so instead of 4's to hit, he needs 5s. So firing the Avenger bolt cannon first. He got 2 hits, needing 4+ to damage. 6 is extra damage. He got 1 damage point. Does the armor save it? No, it does not. So what kind of damage will he do? 3 is a fire icon. So once again, the base is on fire, but he couldn't shoot anyway because the gyros are all out. So let's fire his las cannons. He's got 2 shots with them. Again, 5s to hit. And the las cannons will miss. Next Taos shot, we're going to have this burst cannon armed Barracuda shooting at the Avenger again. This time I'm linking the weapon drones with the main gun. So instead of 6 shots, total 9 shots. 5s to hit because they're at the same level, 5s to damage. And we got 1, 2, 3 hits. Can we do more damage? And I've got 2 damage. No armor on the Tiger Shark. 5 and a 6, so that's another fire with damage and smoke with damage. He only has 2 hull points or structure points, and he already had 1. That's it for the Avenger. Imperials suffer their first loss. So next activate is going to be this Vendetta. He's going to fire onto the Sky Fortress again. So first off, he has 2 las cannons. There's no smoke on him anymore, so it's 4s to hit and 2s to damage. Both, 1 las cannon missed. 2+ to damage, and that will damage. In fact, with a 6, it's extra damage. So 5+, he ignores the damage. No, he does not. So 2 damage points on the Sky Fortress. 2 is another smoke. We're up to 4 smoke again. And the 4 is another spin, but you can only spin once, but we will take the structure damage. So he's down to half his structure. Next Tau activation, it's going to be this Barracuda, and he's going head to head with this Lightning Strike. They're both at altitude 4, so it's 5s to hit, 5s to damage with the burst cannons, and I'm linking the weapon drones with the main gun. So, oops, got too many shots. Doesn't matter. Both of these ones missed. 1, 2 hits. That's it. And 5s to damage. 1 will damage. No extra armor on the Lightning. 6 is going to be fire. so he's no longer able to shoot this turn. And a damage point. So the lightning is damaged. I may as well take away this marker because he's not going to be able to shoot anymore this turn. And we still have 3 shots with missile pod. One missile will hit, needing 4+ to damage. It will damage. And what kind of damage will it do? Spin it in random directions. So let's see. 2. He's going to end up facing that way. So next Imperials to shoot. It's going to be this lightning strike. And we're going to go against the Tiger Shark. Just in hopes we're going to shoot it down with mass firepower from the two lightnings. So they're all same altitude. 3. 5s to hit, 5s to damage. And we managed to get 2 hits. 5s to damage. We did get a damage point. However, we have unarmored cockpit, so on a 6 we ignore the damage. Close button, no cigar, needed a 6. So what kind of damage is done to the Tiger Shark? 2, he's going to take smoking damage. So +1 to hit. Next tile activation, it's going to be the other Tiger Shark. At short range, his weapon drones can't shoot, but his ion cans get 2 shots on him, and the missile launcher gets 1 shot. So let's do those first. Oh wait, he's at altitude 2, and he's at altitude 4. I can't shoot at him. Same with him. But yeah, so if you look at our back side here, this guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away, so he's at mid-range. He's at the same altitude, so I'm going to fire the weapon drones at him, and he needs 5s to hit, 5s to damage. No hits with the weapon drones, and that'll take care of the Tiger Shark. So our last Imperial activation for shooting, it's going to be this last lightning strike. He's at mid-range and the same altitude to the Tiger Shark, so we're going to shoot at him. 5s to hit, 5s to damage. 1 hit with multi-laser, and it will not damage. But he does have 2 Skyfire missile. I'm going to use up one of them first. That's worth 2 shots, needing 5s to hit. Both miss. I'll use up the other one. Probably won't get a better chance than now. Both hit. 3+ to damage. Both damage. In fact, they may even give extra damage. Let me do a quick check for that. See if I can find out. Yep, extra damage on a 6+, so 3 damage points. However, I do have armored cockpit, so I'm going to have to roll these separately. So, rolling against the 6 first, he blocked it, so that's 2 points gone. And rolling against the other one, he does not. So 1 damage point goes through. What kind of damage does it do? 4. So he enters a spin again. And he takes a structure point of damage. So Tiger Shark's taken a lot of fire this turn and is going to be out of commission for probably the next turn. So our last shot of this turn, it's going to be this Barracuda way back here. He's got a long range shot at this Avenger. In fact, the Avenger's at the same altitude as him. So Railgun will get a single shot, needing 5+ to hit, 5+ to damage, or 2+ to damage. He will miss with the Railgun. He also gets a single shot with the missile pod. That will hit. Damage on a 4+, no it will not. And he gets 2 shots with his weapon drone. Oop, cock dice. And that will hit. Will it do any damage? No, it will not. And that will end shooting for turn 2. So here we are at the end phase of turn 2. We got a couple of things we have to deal with here. First of all, some spins that were induced. So let's start, may as well do the base. Needs a 2+ to get rid of the spin, and he does, barely. We also have a tiger shark and a spin over here. That passes his handling check, so that spin is gone. Now he has to go maximum speed, which for him is speed 5. He drops from altitude from 3 down to 2. And I need to roll to see which direction he ends up facing. 2, so he's going to end up facing this way. And finally, we have this lightning strike. He's in a spin. Let's see where he ends up. He has a handling of 3+. He's out of his spin, so he goes from 6 to speed 8 and drops from altitude 2 to altitude 1. Yeah, if he hadn't passed, he would have crashed next turn. So, he's dropped altitude, he's maximum speed. What direction does he face? Whoops. He faces direction 1, which is straight ahead. So he's done. That takes care of the spins. Let's look at smoke. So he's got smoke, again handling 3+. His smoke goes away. He has handling of 2, goes away. He has a handling of 4. That goes away. So none of the aircraft have smoke on them anymore. And we have 4 on the Sky Fortress. 2+, all but 1 go away. So he's going to be penalized anyway, even if he does put out the fire. So let's deal with the fire again. 2+, yep. So fire goes out, he gains a smoke, he's up to 2 smoke again. So he'll be hitting on 6s. And this fighter over here, his handling is a 3+, and his fire goes out and he has a smoke instead. So that's it for the damage aspects. Is there anybody tailing anybody else? Oh, no, this one is splitting his hex, so he can't count as tailing, and I think the altitude difference would make it impossible as well. I don't see anybody else tailing anybody else. So that's going to be it for turn 2. Now we just place orders and do movement for turn 3. So here we go, beginning of turn 3, the orders are given. Let's see who gets initiative. Tau have the initiative. As much as I want them to shoot first, I think we're better off making the Imperials shoot first. So Imperials move first. What are they going to do? I think this one's the safest one to move. There's nobody near him. He's doing a turn, speed 3, altitude 3, turn 1, 2, turn twice, go forward 1, 3. And he's in good position to target the Sky Fortress again. So, first Tau activation, I guess, is going to be this guy. He's doing a 3. And what's his speed? His speed now is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would put him head to head. That's not the best place to put him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be better in this case. So yeah, we're going to head that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn twice. If I can get him facing the right way. And he's good to go. Next Imperial activation. Let's do this guy. He's doing a 6, which is a stoop. He's traveling speed 6. 6 or 8? 6. So turn 1, turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. And he's going to turn twice, or 2 hex sides. And he's lined up now, able to shoot at the tiger shark. Let's move the barracuda. He's doing a 7. So he's going to turn this way. He's traveling speed 4. 1, 2. Turn again. 3, 4. And he can turn. Ooh, which way do I want to turn him? I think we're going to go this way. That leaves this guy here. He's doing a 6. That's not really going to help him too much. He's traveling at speed 6 as well. So he's going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6. And I'm going to go 2 hex sides. And that way we're going head to head with the barracuda. What's next? Move this tiger shark. He's doing a 4. And he's traveling at altitude 4, speed 2. I think I'm going to bump him up to speed 3. He's going to turn 1, 2, 3. And he'll do a 180. And I'm going to drop him to altitude 3. Next Imperial activation, we're going to move this Avenger. He's doing a turn as well. Speed 3, 1, 2, 3. And he will turn 2 hex sides. And we'll see what happens with him. This Tau activation, he's doing a 6, a stoop. He's moving speed 4, altitude 4. I think we're going to go 3, no. We're going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, turn once, 4, and turn again. And he's at altitude 4. I'm going to drop him down to 3, which will bring his speed up to 5 next turn. Oops, next Imperial activation. He's doing a turn. Altitude 2, speed 4. I'm going to drop him down to speed 3. He's going to turn. 1, 2, once, 3. And that will be for him. And that leaves our last top aircraft. He's doing a 6. He's doing speed 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I like that. So he's going to turn. 1, 2, 3. Turn again. 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to turn one more time. And that way he's got angle onto him. And I'll just put this guy's counter over here. And so the final Imperial activation is going to be him. He's doing a stall turn, altitude 1, speed 8. I'm going to drop him down to 5. And that's mainly because I need to climb him. So 1, 2, 3, turn around, 4, 5. And he's climbing from 1 to altitude 3. If I can get this thing open up, there we go. So a little bit crowded here, but c'est la vie. And oh, I still have another Imperial activation up here, I forgot. He was doing a 7, which was a bank. He's going speed 6 at 1, 2, 3, 4. I like that. We'll leave it at 6. So turn once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn again. 5, 6. And I can turn him twice. Make sure I did that right. Yeah. So he's good there. And that's it for movement. He's moved. He's moved. Yeah, that's it for movement for turn 3. So Imperials get first shot, and I think we're going to start with this Vendetta. I am tempted to shoot the Barracuda over here, but the reality is I want to destroy the base. And the Barracuda is actually at a slightly different altitude, so it doesn't make sense to shoot at him. I would be hitting on 6s. So we're going to shoot at the Sky Fortress. So this is the Vendetta with the twin-linked las cannons on the wing, as well as the built-in twin las cannons. So he has a total of 6 shots at medium range into Sky Fortress. Remember, we're rolling 4s to hit the Sky Fortress. So 4s to hit, 2s to damage, and 6s would do extra damage. And we got 4 hits so far. He could potentially destroy the fortress in this one volley. And 1 will miss. And the Sky Fortress has armor value to save against, but more importantly, that 6 will cause extra damage. So I have to roll that one separately. So 5+ to save. He saved it. That's blocked. Let's roll the other 2. And again, 1 will block. So only 1 point of damage will get through. What kind of damage will it be? 2. He's going to take smoke damage. So we're up to 3 smoke again. And that'll be it for the Vendetta. So, next Tau shot. I'm tempted to shoot this Skyfire, but he needs 6s to hit. And more importantly, this Barracuda is doing a head-to-head with this lightning strike. So actually, the Barracuda has a better chance. So we're going to shoot the Barracuda. He's going to link his weapon drones with his main burst cannon. So needing 5s to hit and 5s to damage. Ooh, good shooting. Maybe not as good as I first thought, but that's 3 hits so far. Needing 5s to damage. No damage. He does have 3 missile pod attacks. All 3 will hit. They will damage on a 4+. 1 will damage. Too bad they don't explode. No armor on him, so what damage will he do? He will put him on fire and do a structure point. Being on fire, that will prevent the lightning from shooting. And it does do a structure point of damage, so that's not bad either. Next Imperial activation, it's going to be this Vendetta, again going into the Sky Fortress itself. He's got twin blast cannons, so 2 shots, needing 4s to hit. Hits once. Can he do damage? Yes, he does. Single point of damage. Armor save? No, he does not. What kind of damage do we do to the Sky Fortress? He gets a free hit, basically. Next Tau activation. It's going to be this Barracuda shooting at the Avenger. He's at medium range. He needs 5s to hit. They're the same altitude. So railgun shots. Neither railgun shot will hit. Firing the missile pods. The missile pods will miss. Firing the weapon drones. The weapon drones will miss. And that'll be it for the Tau shooting from the Barracuda. For the next Imperial activation, this lightning strike is in a good tailing position for that Barracuda, so he'll fire. At short range, he only gets 4 shots instead of the normal 6. But it's still 5s to hit and 5s to damage. And he'll hit twice. Rolling to damage. Can he do it? Nope, he will fail to damage. Next Tau activation, we're going to take and fire this ground defense at the Avenger. He's at medium range, so that's going to be 10 shots. However, the Sky Fortress is smoking. It needs 6s to hit. And considering it needs 6s to hit, it did pretty good. And it is, for all intents and purposes, a burst cannon, so 5s to damage. And we will do 2 damage points, or 2 damage hits. The 1 will make him spin in a random direction, but the 6 will put another damage point and a fire on him. The Avenger already has a damage point. He will be shot down. That's it for the Avenger. Next shot, it's going to be this lightning strike going against the Tiger Shark. They're both at altitude 3, I believe. Let me just double check this guy because he's kind of far away. He's at 2. So lightning strike is going to need 6s to hit. He'll hit twice. Needing 5s to damage. And no damage. That's it for the lightning strike. Next Tau activation, Sky Fortress. This ground defense, the Sky Fire, versus this Vendetta. Again, remember the Sky Fortress is smoking. He needs 6s to hit. But at medium range, he gets 10 shots. So let's see what happens. And he managed to get a single hit so far. Let's see if he can damage him with a 5+. He does. What kind of damage does he do? He rolled a 1, so he's going to knock him, spin to a different direction. He's going direction 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's heading back off the board again. The only remaining Imperial shot this turn is this lightning strike. However, he's at a different altitude than the tiger shark. So he needs 6s to hit, but he's already smoking, so that makes it 7s. He can't shoot anybody else. There's no one else in his front arc, so that's going to end Imperial shooting. So it's now Tau turn again, and we're going to take and use this Storm Fury, I believe it was. He's going to take and shoot at this Vendetta. Now it's range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's medium range. He gets 2 shots at medium range. Remember, he is smoking, so it's 6s to hit. No hits. So that's it for that guy. I'm going to do this other one as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's long range. However, he actually still has 2 shots at long range. So again, needing 6s to hit. No hits. And finally, I'm going to do this last one. And he's not going to shoot at the same Vendetta. He's going to shoot at this other one over here. Which, there we go. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Medium range, 2 shots, needing 6s to hit. He hits. 2+ to damage. 4, that will do damage. What kind of damage will he do? 3. So that puts him on fire, but no physical damage yet. And that takes care of all the shooting from the Sky Fortress. Next for Tau shooting, we have this Tiger Shark. Now he hasn't got anything in his front arc that he can shoot at, but the weapons drones have 360-degree fire, and he's in medium range for that. So 3 shots from the weapon drone. He will hit once with a 5, and he will damage with a 6. What kind of damage will he do? Oh, he takes a structure point and he catches on fire. Oh, he's already got a structure point of damage. So, using just the weapon drones, Tiger Shark 2 manages to shoot down the lightning strike. Again, the second Tiger Shark is shooting. He has nothing in his front arc again. But with the weapon drones, that lightning strike here is just in range for 3 shots, needing 5s to hit, 5s to damage. 1 hit. And we rolled a 3, so no damage for that. And so the last shooting possible for Tau, it's this Barracuda here. Now he's at altitude 3, he's at altitude 4. Normally I would take a shot at him, but because he's higher, the weapon drones can't shoot at him. Weapon drones can only shoot same altitude level and below. However, I am within 7 hexes of this one. So I'm going to take my shot using the weapon drones only. Again, 3 shots needing 5s and 5s. 1 hit. Will he damage? Close, but not quite. And that'll be it for shooting for turn number 3. So here we are at the end phase of turn 3. Nobody's in a spin. That's good news. I don't see anybody tailing anybody else. So let's go back to the enhanced damage. So starting off with the Tau, the base has 3 smoke, needing 2 pluses to get rid of them all. Got rid of 2, let's see what happens with 1. And it just continues to smoke for next turn. Looking for more smoke, we have this lightning over here. Oops, let's grab the proper dice. And his smoke goes away, so he's no longer penalized. So let's look at fire. This is lightning strike, 3+ handling check. His fire gets put out and becomes a smoke. And he's a 4+. Made it. His fire goes out and becomes a smoke. Somewhere in here. There we go. And I believe that's it. So Imperials were doing pretty good the first 2 turns. They managed to get the Sky Fortress down to half its structure. But we've lost 3 aircraft from the Imperial attack force. 2 of them which were designated specifically for attacking the Sky Fortress. We really only got the 2 Vendettas left that have significant firepower. The lightning strikes may have to divert from trying to protect them to going after the fortress themselves. So, start of turn 4. Let's see who's going to have the initiative this turn. Tide. Tau have the initiative. And I think I'm going to make the Tau shoot first. So they will take the first activation. And the one I'm going to go move first is going to be this guy way over here. So he's doing a swoop. He's at speed. He's at altitude 2, speed 5. I think I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to leave him at 5. We're going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to turn this way. Whoops. I'll put him back on later. And I'm going to bring him up from altitude 2 to altitude 3, which will slow him down to speed 4 for next turn. So put those there. Now I'll try to fix this guy now. I don't like gluing these planes onto their bases because I've had too many games in the past where the bases, the stand will break and you're sort of in a mess. So, looking at Imperials, I think we'll move this Vendetta first. He's doing a turn, speed 3, 1, 2, 3, turning 2 hex sides. He's facing the base again. He's going to continue concentrating on the base. So he's at 2, he's at 3, going speed 3. We're going to take and move the Tiger Shark. 1, turn 2, 3. He's at medium range. He's going to drop to altitude 2, and that will increase his speed to 4 for next turn. And he's now got perfect shot at that Vendetta. Next Imperial activation. I'm going to move this guy 3. So he's going speed 3, altitude 3. So turn 1, 2, 3, and he's going to turn 2 hex sides. I'll just move that counter out of the way, move him forward just a bit. And he had 1 rocket left. So may as well move this Tau fighter. He was doing a 6. Now he's presently doing speed 4, altitude 3. I think I'm going to give him the full 7, increase him by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn 6, 7, and he's going to turn here. That way he has both of these aircraft in his front arc, and they're all at altitude 3. Next Imperial activation is going to be this guy. He's doing a 3. I'm going to turn this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to turn 2 hex sides, leaving him very close to the Sky Fortress, but at least he can still shoot at it. So, who should I activate next? Let's go with this guy. He's doing a 5. And he's at 3, he's at 2. He's doing a stall turn. I think I will just go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will do a 180. And I'll keep him at 3. So, moved. That leaves him. He's the last Imperial aircraft. And he's doing a turn. And he's doing speed 6. I'm going to drop him down to speed 3. 5, 4, 3. Turn 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to turn twice. 1, 2. And that'll put me on a head-to-head with him. If I stay at altitude 4, I need 6s to hit him, and he needs 6s to hit me. But I'm already damaged, so I think... I'm having a tough choice here. I'm going to leave him at 6, at 4, so it's 6s to hit. And that brings us to this Barracuda. He's doing a 7. And he's traveling speed 7, altitude 3. So, turn this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll turn this way 7. And I will turn 1 hex side. Now, unfortunately, that leaves him out of the arc, but I do get him in the arc. And not quite him. So, 1 for him, 7 for him. Now, I forgot, I didn't move this guy. He's doing a turn. So, speed 6, I'm going to drop him down to 3, 5, 4, 3. Turn 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to turn 2 hexes. And now he's got good shot on the Sky Fortress himself. So, move. Everybody's moved. We're done with the movement phase for turn 4. Tau moved first, Tau get to shoot first, and we're going to start off dealing with the most dangerous threats, which are the Vendettas. And this one's the most dangerous Vendetta. He has the equivalent of 6 las cannons on him. So we're going to have the Tiger Shark shoot first at this Vendetta. They're same altitude, so it's 5s to hit. Firing the ion cannons, 5s to hit, 4s to damage, 6 do extra damage. 3 hits. Let's see how much damage we can do. 2 damage. There is no extra armor on him or anything to protect, so what damage do we do? Well, 5 is smoke and damage, 6 is fire and damage. He already is suffering a damage, so the Vendetta explodes in midair with 3 damage total from firing. So knowing that he's a primary target now, this Vendetta is going to shoot. Normally it's 4s to hit the Sky Fortress, but he's on smoke, so it's 5s to hit. And his last cannons get 2 shots, 5s to hit, 2s to damage, and 1 went way off the table, but it was a 6, so that'll hit. The 3+ will damage. Do we save it? No, we do not. What kind of damage do we do? And that would be a free hit. If it was an aircraft, he would do a random roll to a random direction. He still has a rocket pod shot. That's 6 rockets. Again, needing 5s because of the smoke. He will hit twice. Rockets need a 5+ to damage. No damage. And that's it for the Vendetta. And that's the last of his rocket pods. Next activation is going to be this Skyfire, and he's going to shoot at this lightning strike. Medium range, he gets 10 shots. Normally it's 5s to hit, but there'll be 6s because of smoke on the Sky Fortress. And after all that, we got 1 hit. Will we do any damage? No, we will not. And we may as well do this guy at the same time. He's at medium range. He's normally 4s to hit, but it's 5s because he's smoking as well. Multi-laser, 6 shots, needing 5s and 5s. And he managed to hit twice. What kind of, can he do damage? Both shots will damage. Unfortunately, the 6 doesn't explode. Let's see, do we get any saves? He saves 1. So Sky Fortress armor seems to be doing really good this time. 1 got through. What kind of damage will it do? Oh my god, another 1. So no damage. It's basically a free hit. And I may as well just shoot this railgun while I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's in medium range as well. He's going to get 2 shots. Again, he needs 6s to hit because Sky Fortress is smoking. No hits. Next Imperial activation, we're going to have this lightning strike. He's going head to head with the Barracuda, so he's going to shoot. Now, he's at short range, so he's only going to get 4 shots. That's going to restrict the number of shots coming back at him. Same altitude, 5s and 5s. Or sorry, yeah, 5s and 5s. No hits with the lightning strike. He does have missiles left, but you can't fire those missiles at short range. So that's it for his shooting. Next Tau activation, we're going to try to shoot down that lightning strike before he shoots at us. Best chances with the Skyfire. Now it's still 1, 2, 3, 4. He's at short range. He needs 6s to hit and 5s to damage. No hits. That's it for the Skyfire. And we may as well do this guy back. Short range, he gets 4 shots. He's not smoking, so he's hitting on 4s and damaging on 5s. 3 hits. Can he do some more damage? No, he does not. So over here, I've got this Barracuda here. I've got this Vendetta in medium range. Best shooting for him, I'm going to link the weapon drone burst cannons with the main burst cannon for a total of 9 shots. We're both at altitude 3, so it's 5s to hit, 5s to damage. Not bad. Let's see if we can do some damage to this Vendetta. And I got 1 damaging point. What does it do? It'll spin him in a random direction. And he's going to go direction 2, which is going to make him more or less head-to-head with the Barracuda. Barracuda still has 3 missiles from the missile pods. Again, 5s to hit, 4s to damage. 1 hit with the missile. And fails to damage. And that'll be it for the Barracuda. Next tile activation, it's going to be the Tiger Shark versus the Vendetta. They're both at altitude 3, but it's long range. So ion cannons get 2 shots, needing 5s to hit, 4s to damage. No hits there. 1 shot with the missile launcher, the missile pod, it will miss. And 2 shots with the weapon drones. And we will actually get a hit with the weapon drone. Will it damage? No, it will not. That's it for his shooting. This Barracuda, because it's at such short range, only gets 3 shots from his burst cannon, 1 shot from his missile pod, and no shots from his weapon drone. So, burst cannon first. He will hit twice, needing 5+ to damage. He will damage once. What kind of damage will he do? He will force him to spin in a random direction. And that's going to be direction 6. So he's going to be facing that way. And 1 shot with the missile pod. That will hit with a 6. Needing 4+. It fails to damage. And that's it for shooting for him. More Tau shooting. We're going to have this railgun shooting at this fighter. The other one's only at 4 hexes. That one is 5. He gets to do his full 2 shots. But remember, the Sky Fortress is smoking, so instead of 5s to hit, it's 6s. And no hits for him. Final shot from the Sky Fortress is going to be this Storm Fury against that Lightning Strike. 2 shots. Again, needing 6s to hit because of the smoke. Close, but no cigar. The last Tau firing that can be done, it's going to be these 2 against that Vendetta. Now, actually, he's in the front arc. This is going to be a long-range shot for him. He's going to get 2 shots with his ion cannon. They will miss. Get 1 shot with the missile launcher. It will hit. Or will it? Yeah, he's at altitude 2, so no, he needs 6s to hit. And his weapon drones get 2 shots, needing 6s as well. No. So much for him. The railgun, he's just not quite there in the front arc. But he does have 2 shots with his weapon drone. Again, he is at altitude 3. So 5s to hit. He'll hit twice. Can he damage? He will damage once. What kind of damage will he do? He will put him into a spin and cause a structure point. So, not a complete waste of time to do the weapon drone. So, we're at the end of turn 4. First of all, checking to see if it's time to do a disengagement turn. The answer is no. The Imperials are down to half their aircraft on the table. Out of 8, 4 are still there. 3 of them are damaged, which is not good. And the Tau have only suffered 1 loss so far. Next step, checking to see if there's any tailing. There is no tailing anywhere on the table that I can see. So let's take and deal with the spin first. Handling check of 4+. He fails. He will continue to spin next turn, and he will drop an altitude level from 3 down to 2. Alright, let's check smoke. For the town, we just have one smoke on the Sky Fortress, and that will take care of the smoke. For the Imperials, we need a 3+ on him. Got it. His smoke is out. And for our falling Vendetta, he needs a 4+ as well. And that's gone. So, Vendetta is still in a spin. All the smoke is gone. The Sky Fortress can now fire unimpeded unless the Imperials can make it catch fire or start smoking again. Onward to turn 5 after I assign the orders. So here we are, movement phase of turn 5. Let's see who gets initiative. Imperials get the initiative. I think the Imperials want to shoot first, so we're going to give the Imperials first move, first shot. And so with the first move, let's make it this guy. He's doing a 3, speed 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's as good a spot as any. And he'll turn twice. And with that firing arc, he'll be able to keep the Sky Fortress in his sight. Versatile activation. Let's make it this guy. He was doing a stoop. He's traveling speed 7. That should be good. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once 6. And he will turn 7. And that'll keep him in the forward arc. I need to see what the speed is here. He's at 6. I'm going to drop him down to 3. And he's going to do a turn. 1, 2, 3. And turn twice. Point blank range. Back into the Star Fortress. Or Sky Fortress. For the Barracuda, or no, let's do Tiger Shark. He's doing a turn as well. He's traveling speed 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we're going. Oh wait, it's only one turn. So I'll go this way. 1, 2, 3. Turn twice. 4. And he'll have him in his front arc. Last Imperial move is going to be this one. And he's doing a 4. He's traveling speed 3. So I'm going to turn 1, 2, 3. And do a 180. And now he's got the Sky Fortress straight in front of him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's good. That's it for Imperial movement. Let's move to the Tau. We have a turn. He's speed 5, altitude 3. I'm going to drop to speed 4. No, just drop to speed 3. I could drop to 2. Yeah, I'll drop to 2. So turn 1, 2, turn twice, and he's going to climb to altitude 4, so he's on the same level now as that lightning strike. So he'll be able to shoot at him with no penalties. And that just leaves these two. I'm trying to remember what I gave them. So he's doing a 6. He's doing speed 7. He's at 3. He's at 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 6. I'll leave him at 7. So turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He turns once, goes 7, and he turns once more. And this way he'll be in the rear arc of him. Well, technically he's splitting him, so he still gets to shoot at him. And finally we have this guy. He's at speed speed 4, altitude 3, 2. I'm going to leave him at 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. Then he'll turn direction once. And he'll climb up to altitude 3 so that he's... Well, this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he'll climb now to altitude 3, slow him down to speed 3. So he was 4, 2. He moved 4, climbed up from altitude 2 to altitude 3, and slowed down to 3. Sorry if I confused anybody besides me. And that's it for movement for this turn. So first, Imperial shooting. It's going to be this lightning strike against the base. So shooting against the base, it's forced to hit. And 5s to damage with his multi-laser. Oh, that's terrible shooting. If he had an ace skill, I would do a reroll, but he doesn't. Needs a 5 to damage, and he fails to damage. Now he does have 2 Sky Strike missiles, and I'm going to launch both of them, or both sets. So that's 4 missiles total, and 2 will hit, needing 3 plus to damage. 6 does extra damage. Oh my god. So only 1 will do damage, but it will do 2 damage points. The question is, will the armor stop it? No, it will not. So the Sky Fortress suffers 2 damage. A 3 and a 3. That's 2 fires, but no damage. So the good news is, with the fire in place, the Sky Fortress cannot shoot this turn. So, next how to shoot. It's going to be the Tiger Shark with the ion cannons here. He's going to shoot at this lightning strike. Now they're at mid-range, so Tau gets 4 shots with the ion cannon, and he's hitting on 5+, damaging on 4+, 6 does extra damage, and we managed to get 3 hits. It doesn't look good for the lightning strike. 4+, oh my god, none of them did any damage. Alright, time for the missile pods. Again, 5s to hit. We got 1 hit. Can it damage? No, it cannot. 3 shots with the burst cannons from the weapon drones. They all hit. Can they damage? 1 damage point. What kind of damage will we do? Oh, and that's a 5. That's smoke and a damage point. However, he's already suffering a damage point, so that's going to destroy lightning strike number 2. Desperate times call for desperate measures in this lightning strike. It's the only one left that can shoot this turn, so he's going to unload onto the Sky Fortress itself. At short range, he only gets 4 shots with his multi-laser. Can he hit? And he will hit twice with 6s. Can he damage? Needing 5 pluses. Or sorry, 4 pluses. 5 pluses. He does damage both times. However, the Tau armor Will it come into effect? No, it will not. So what kind of damage do we do to the Sky Fortress? The 1 is a free hit, does nothing, and the 3, it's another fire. So we're up to 3 fire now. Not what we wanted. However, if the Tau fail their handling rolls, it's the potential of causing more damage to the Sky Fortress. So now that all the Imperials have fired all their weapons already that they can, the Tau can take their time. So this Barracuda is going to go head to head with this lightning strike, and linking his weapon drone with his main gun, he gets 9 shots, needing 5s to hit, 5s to damage. And we managed to hit twice. Can we damage? No, we cannot. But we do have missile pod. 3 shots from there. 1 will hit. Will it do any damage? No, it will not. And that takes care of the Barracuda. I was going to shoot this Barracuda at the Vendetta. However, Barracuda is at altitude 3, the Vendetta is at altitude 2, so that makes it a 6. But the Vendetta is also in a spin, which is another +1. He would need 7s to hit, so no shots from the Barracuda. And the same for the Lightning. He's too short a range, and he's at altitude 3. So most of his weapons won't be effective. Next Tau shooting, it's going to be the Tiger Shark against that other Lightning. And again, same altitude. He's got ion cannons, 4 shots, needing 5s to hit, and 4+ to damage. He'll hit twice, 4 to damage, 6 does extra damage. No hits there. 3 shots with the missile pods, and he will hit twice with missiles. And again, he needs 4s to damage. Well, 1 of them will damage. What kind of damage will we do? 4. He's going to go into a spin and suffer a structure point. Not good for the Imperials at all. And finally, the burst cannon. It'll need 6s now. 1 hit. And it will damage. What kind of damage will it do? It does fire and another structure point. But the Lightning already has a structure point, so that will shoot down the Lightning. He's gone. Tau shooting is going to be this Sky Fire. Oh wait, we're on fire. We can't shoot. So no shots coming from the Sky Fortress. None of the other Tau aircraft have a shot anywhere. So that'll end shooting for turn 5. So we're at the end phase of turn 5. And first thing you're supposed to check is to see if we have the casualties so that you need to do a disengagement turn. Well, Imperials have lost 6 aircraft out of their 8. So they are at the 25%. They now get 1 more turn for a disengagement turn. So last turn will be turn 6. To make matters worse, this Vendetta is still in a spin. If he doesn't pull out this turn, or this end phase, he crashes and he will count as destroyed. So let's roll, see what we're going to get here. For the Vendetta, handling check of 4+, he makes it. So he's no longer in a spin. He drops from altitude 2 to altitude level 1. He goes to maximum speed, which is a 5. And we roll to see what direction he faces. 6. So he's actually facing that direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've always been doing these things clockwise. The only other thing to roll for is smoke and fire. And wouldn't you know it, we're on fire here. Let's see if we can put out the flames. 2 go out. He still has 1. If he rolls a 1 or a 2, he takes a structure point and still stays on fire. No, he does not. So he changes over to smoke. And that's going to be it for the end phase of turn 5, setting up for turn 6. So this is the disengagement turn, turn 6. Let's see what happens. We're going to roll. Imperials get the option. They're going to go first. So first thing we're going to do, the Vendetta. He chose to do a turn. He's at speed 5. He's going to turn this way. 1. Turn 2 hex sides. 2, 3, 4, and 5. He's off the table. So he counts as disengaged with damage. And we may as well do one of the Tau. He's going straight. Speed 3. 1, 2, 3. And guess what he's doing? He's doing a stall turn. He's at speed 3. I'm pumping him up to speed 6. 1, do a 180. 2, 3, 4. He's off the table again. Deliberate disengagement with damage. The only Tau aircraft that needs to worry about disengaging is this Tiger Shark, so I'll do him. I chose a swoop for him. He's traveling speed 4. I'll bump him up to speed 5. Just make sure he has the speed. He will turn. 1. Turn again. 2, 3, 4. And he's disengaged as well. So far we've got 1 Lightning Strike, 1 Vendetta, and 1 Tiger Shark that have disengaged with damage in the final turn. And it doesn't matter what the rest of these guys do, because there's nobody else on the table. That will end the game. Well, what can you say? The mission started off great for the Imperials. At the end of turn 2, after reducing the Sky Fortress to half its points, I really thought the Imperials had it. While I like the concept of the mission, this is really a narrative mission, not a match play mission. I wouldn't want to run it in a tournament just as a fun game or I wonder what would happen scenario. If I were to try to use it in a tournament setting, I would want to run the mission twice and make sure that each player gets to play at least once as the defender and the attacker. The Sky Fortress is an intimidating target to take on with a static 40 points of defense platforms. I wonder how hard it would be to scale the number of platforms to the number of aircraft or points attacking the fortress. I also believe the Imperials were handicapped by my restriction to aircraft only within the Taros Air War campaign book. I was thinking if I had taken some Thunderbolts and Thunderbolt Furies along with some Marauder Destroyers, the battle would have been a lot more even or even won by the Imperials. The extra weapons and structure points of the Thunderbolts and the firepower of the Destroyers would definitely have made it more difficult for the Tau. Looking at the rules for the Imperial ground defenses, it would probably be easier for the Tau to attack an Imperial base simply due to the rate of fire the Hydra has compared to the Skyfire. Hydra gets most effective firing at short range, where the Skyfire is at medium range. As Tau aircraft have most of their effective shooting at medium range, the Tau would never need to get in closer where the Hydra is more effective. The Basilisk, while having the best rate of fire at medium range, it still only got 2 shots. Also, Tau could have sustained much more damage by taking mostly Tiger Sharks. Those extra hull points would be more telling than all the 2 structure point aircraft the Imperials were limited to in their squadron. Also, Imperial forces were horribly unlucky with the number of armor saves made by the base. The number of multi-point attacks that damage got through the armor were minimal. In fact, after turn 2, the armor saved 9 potential damage points, and of that damage that did get through, 4 were rolls of 1, which are free hits. The rest were smoke and fire with no extra damage, so dice rolls of 2 and 3. I should note that in the previous test mission, I had the damage lower by the end of turn 3, though not as low as I did this time on turn 2. So Imperials really did have a good chance at destroying the base. It just really failed them after turn 2. For this particular instance of the mission, standard damage rules would probably have served the attackers much better, though the casualty rate for the Imperials would have been higher as well, simply because you're not rolling the enhanced damage. Every damaging hit is a damage point. And finally, on the Imperial right, I bunched up all the Imperials to altitude 3 on turn 2, and I stayed that way for the rest of the game, except for aircraft that were in a spin. This was a mistake. Keeping the aircraft at the same altitude at 3 prevented anyone from spinning into the ground, but it allowed the Tau to keep their aircraft at the same altitude and have multiple opportunities or targets in the shooting phase. If I destroyed one target, then the other aircraft could shoot at something else. I should have spread them out between altitude bands 3 through 5. Looking at the limited shooting rules, I completely lost track of Imperial shooting, mostly because they were mostly shooting at the Sky Fortress, but also because I forgot to call out in the videos who was shooting when. So we're stuck with just the Tau, as I made symbols on the wingtips that are much more visible and recognizable on the aircraft for tracking purposes. You'll notice that Whiskey actually shot its weapon drone 6 times in what was effectively a 5-turn game. That's because in one turn, Whiskey got to fire in the tailing phase and the firing phase in the same turn. This isn't enough to allow it to disengage, as the main weapons still have one more volley available. Imperials took a huge pounding this time. Out of 8 aircraft, 6 were destroyed outright. The only survivors were Lieutenant Verne in one of the Vendettas and Lieutenant Scholl in one of the Lightning Strikes, and both aircraft were damaged. However, by escaping during the disengagement turn, both only gave up a quarter of their points, rounding up. Also, the Imperial forces did do a lot of damage to the Sky Fortress in the first 2 turns. It's just unfortunate they didn't destroy it completely to get the 50 bonus points. So Imperials give up 163 points of damage to the Tau. On the other hand, the Tau Air Force took minor casualties. 1 Barracuda was shot down in the first turn, and the Sky Fortress was brought down to half its structure by the end of the second turn. Fortunately for the Tau, that's when the tide of battle changed. So besides Tau pilot Gulf being lost in a rail Barracuda, Tiger Shark 1, piloted by Whiskey, was damaged. Whiskey managed to fly off the board during the disengagement turn, so his damage only counts as a quarter of the cost of the Tiger Shark instead of half. All told, the Tau Air Force only gave up 38 points. All told, the Tau get 163 points for the damage caused to the Imperial forces. There are no special mission points for the defenders, and the Tau list was less than that of the Imperial list. Imperials start off with 38 points for the damage done to the Tau Air Force. Unfortunately, Imperials didn't succeed in destroying the base, so they don't get any points at all, as it was an all-or-nothing deal. Otherwise, the Imperials should have gotten 25 points. Finally, the Imperials got a 6-point bonus as their air fleet was more expensive than that of the Tau, not including the Sky Fortress defenses. This gives the Imperials a total of 44 points against the Tau's 163 points for a Tau victory. As to the campaign points, Tau gained 3 points total for a total of 15, and Imperials gained 1 point for a total of 13. So finally, the Tau are in the lead again with only 1 mission left in the campaign. Lieutenants Verne and Scholl survived this mission. This is Lieutenant Verne's second mission, so he gets a free reroll from now on. Off camera, Lieutenant Morden failed his bailout roll, so he is gone. None of the other pilots that went and got shot down had sufficient experience to gain a lucky ace roll. I decided to replace all the aircraft with like aircraft, so straight attrition replacements, no extra costs, and they're available for the next mission. Sadly, we do have a long list of replacement pilots. Lieutenant Verdon takes over the Vendetta with the twin link lasers. Lieutenants Stonewall, Swan, and Saurus take over replacement Lightning Strike fighters, and Lieutenants Toulon and Treherne take over Avenger Strike fighters. On the Tau side, Tau pilot Golf didn't have enough experience to make a lucky ace roll, so he's gone. His replacement, Li Ma, takes over another Barracuda with a railgun as the main armament. Pilots India and Otal have enough experience now to rate his aces and gain a free reroll. Whiskey needs only one more mission to get a second reroll. Too bad he won't be able to get it after the next mission. But he also needs only one more kill for an ace skill. Most impressive of the Tau pilots, though, was Tang O in his first mission. He managed to shoot down 3 enemy aircraft for the greater good. So that's it for this mission. Next mission is our last mission, Canyon Attack Run. The mission is all about a running battle in a canyon with rolling area of engagement. So stay tuned for the hopefully exciting conclusion of the campaign. Meanwhile, I hope you all are having fun out there. Be safe and good gaming.